All right, we've got the next phase 2 of 2019 season of Grand Prix, the Formula One Grand Prix, happening in about 25 hours time here. So by the time this video gets uploaded, I would assume slightly under 24 hours, that event will unlock and be available for us to race. So of course the second stage of this series is going to be at Silverstone. It's going to be the Rolex British Grand Prix. So yeah, can't quite get in there yet. Have to wait. And it's going to be, of course, at Silverstone. And let's see. So things to understand about the next event. We know it's starting basically tomorrow, and you'll have, once you initiate the event, you'll have 5 days to complete it, just like the one at Abu Dhabi. So then upgrade cost, I expect, will be the same, since the PR requirement is the same, 126.6. So you got to make sure you have enough in your bank to complete the next one, because that could cause undue stress in your life, because you cannot just run indefinitely to bank up, right? We have the daily quota of 180,000 motorsport dollars, as you can see here, and that gets reset every 24 hours. So if you're stuck having used up all your earned the full maximum allowance in that day, and you still need more upgrade and you're out of motorsport dollars, then only way you can get past that is, and if it's your last day during the Grand Prix season event, then only way you can get around that issue is gonna be to spend real money and purchase, make an in-app purchase of motorsport dollars, enough to purchase whatever upgrades necessary, right? So that, let's see if we can try to avoid that happening, right? So as far as my bank account here in the motorsport dollar department, I have 1.8 million, and I think I should have, without involving any in-app purchases, that should be the maximum. So if anybody tells you they have more than this and they've never bought anything in the game, they're lying to you. It's not possible, because I've been running since the first moment the game was, the new version 8.0 was available, and I've been maxing out every day 180,000. And on this account, I went with, of course, Mercedes-AMG, which has the highest base PR. So that means to meet the PR requirement, you spend the least amount, technically speaking. Although, if you've seen my playthrough, you notice I did use the, I guess you can call it the integer glitch, where by switching your device's language setting, as long as your PR is like 126 and up, so 126.0 apparently is good enough to let you in. So for this event, for the Abu Dhabi, I was able to win this car, as you can see, with the PR 126.1. So there are, obviously there are 10 cars available in this section of the game, the F1, right? Not including the Academy car. We'll exclude that one because everybody got that one for free. So out of the 10 cars, there are, let's see, I believe 3 that starts with the base PR, higher base PR of 115.8, like this Ferrari here, right? And Mercedes obviously started out the same. And I want to say Red Bull, the Aston Martin, yes, This one starts at 115.8. So those three cars, you have a higher starting point, which means, you know, you have less number of PR to bring up now to meet the PR requirement. But and then there's the next category of cars in the kind of a mid-tier PR, which is 115.7. And we're talking obviously the Honda, the Toro Rosso here, and then Renault also starts at 115.7, and McLaren starts at 115.7. So I believe those three cars, just the way it works out, actual upgrade cost is going to be the same as the first category of cars that I went over just now, because with McLaren, if you, not McLaren, with Mercedes, you'll see that I got my PR at 126.1. So these other guys starting 0.1 PR point lower, they will still be able to get to 126.0, which is high enough for you to complete the event. So, and then remaining cars start at the lowest base PR, which is 115.6. As you can see, we got 4 cars, notably Alfa Romeo starts down there, and then a Haas. Right, so these 4 cars, they're gonna need a little bit more help in the upgrade department to meet the PR requirement of 126 and up. So, going with the bare minimum, right? If you're starting with higher PR, let's say either McLaren, by the way, you're not going to be able to use the same car that you've already won in Abu Dhabi for the British Grand Prix. So you have to pick a different car. Nor would you want to run the same one. I mean, what's the point, right? You get to win a new car. That's the whole point of running these events. So in my case, I've already won Mercedes-AMG at the UAE event. So for me, I'll have to pick a different car. Let me know which car you would like me to pick and run. Pick one that I haven't used yet. So if you've seen my video, I've done one series with Mercedes, obviously, and I've done another one with McLaren, the one with the kind of a second tier PR, and I've done another one, the third one with the lowest tier with the Alfa Romeo. So if you guys want to see a particular team for me to run through, maybe I'll do that one first, and then I might pick on my 2 other accounts. I don't know if I should even bother uploading all those videos, because I noticed the viewership does tend to kind of drop after the first run through, since event themselves are the same, it's just different cars. So I don't know if there's much to be said about that, other than maybe slightly altered upgrade tree, right? So if you guys want to see one, just let me know in the comment section of the video below, and I will consider. But if I don't hear from you guys, I'll just pick one. Maybe I'll go with another faster one like a Ferrari or Red Bull, simply because Ferrari would be good, because if we have a top team like the top speed challenge, then obviously Ferrari has the highest base top speed, which means it will most likely, as you increase the put more upgrades on it, it's only going to go faster, right? And actually Renault has the same top speed, doesn't it? But does it have the same acceleration? No, Ferrari does have the faster acceleration. So yeah, so let's talk about how you should approach the next Grand Prix event, so you can be you don't have to run as tightly. Because I feel like when I was running through my first one, the fact that we are able to earn only 180,000 motorsport dollars, that put a little bit of a, like pressure that is in-game currency type of pressure, not any other kind, because the event itself was fairly manageable. They weren't too difficult. They were fun events. I don't mind the, not having to struggle. But in terms of gathering resources, at one point I felt like, oh, am I going to have enough motorsport dollars to actually make it through and upgrade enough? And then as it turned out, I was able to. So, all right. So, if you decide to go with one of the cars that has higher base PR, either 115.7 or 115.8, then the next, that car's upgrade cost is going to be $1,673,021 motorsport dollars. The event itself, I'd expect that the payout's going to be the same. So by running through the Abu Dhabi, the reward total was 780,000 motorsport dollars. And then, so you can kind of take that out of the equation, and then the rest you have to come up with your own by gathering 180,000 motorsport dollars per day. So if you go with that kind of math here, that means if you're starting from zero, I don't think any of you guys have zero motorsport dollars, but you might have less than how we started in the last one, because we were given 350,000 motorsport dollars to start off, if you remember. So we got a little bit of a head start in that regard. But of course, if you've been, racing daily in these new F1 series, then you should have, maybe not 1.8 million like I do here, but something relatively close to it, at least above 350,000, right? I'd hope so. If not, you still can, I think, do it. We still have time. So, but that means if you don't want to have to like run tight in like really tight resource, then conservatively speaking, I think you want to allow yourself about 6 to 7 days to farm. Like 6 to 7 days where you can max out that daily limit of 180,000 motorsport dollars. So if you do that for about basically 6 to 7 days, that should give you enough buffer, And of course, as you get through the Grand Prix event, you gather, rewards as you go. So just keep that in mind. Obviously, as you're running through, you will have time to gather resources as well. But the time, once you start the Grand Prix event, it's going to be limited to essentially 5 days. Or if you're familiar with the Fire Monkey's clock, it's like 5 days and like 24 hours, depending on when in the middle of your day you start the event. So that's kind of funny. But anyway, just assume 5 days. Don't expect 6. Let me just put it that way, all right? So if it's 5 days and you start with less than 350,000 racing dollars, you might just run short, is what I'm trying to tell you. So how to get around it? Well, farm one more day before you initiate the event, right? So then you should have enough time to build up enough resources to be able to upgrade the car and meet the PR requirement. And if you're uncertain about how to basically win the car with basically the same, as long as you meet the same integer, meaning you ignore the decimal point, you should be able to win these cars in these setup Grand Prix events. So 126 is all you need. Whether you have a 0.0, 0.1, 0.6, 0.2 really does not matter. So that is something to keep in mind. So with that being said, I think that's enough of a preview that I want to give you guys in this video. So if you have any other questions, let me know. So, but for now, that will do it for this video. So good luck, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, take care, guys.